Now, who is an SSE? SSE means a person by whom any tax or any other sum of money is payable under this act. So, whoever is liable to pay tax under this act is an SSE. Now, this provision comes from section 2 subsection 7 of what? Income Tax Act 1961. Now, when we are saying it's a person, SSE means a person. What do we mean by a person? So, person can be any of these. Now, who are all these people? An individual like you and me, a human being, a natural human being, that is an individual. Then an HUF is Hindu Undivided Family. So if there is a Hindu undivided family running a particular business and making money out of it, they are also a person and they can also be assessed under Income Tax Act. They also have to pay income tax, right? Then a company formed under the Companies Act, that is also a person, an artificial person. Then a firm, if it is not a company formed under Companies Act, then it should be a firm. It should be a partnership firm formed under the Partnership Act 1932. That is also a person. Then AOP or BOI. What is an AOP? AOP is an association of person and BOI is body of individuals. Like if 3-4 individuals coming together forming a small business doing something for a certain purpose or for a certain time being, that is also a person. In total combined together, that becomes body of individuals. But individual is a human thing, right? What if two companies come together? What if an individual and a company come together? So if any that kind of activity is there, that is called as your association of persons. So whether incorporated or not, whether formed or not, if anything like that is happening, that is also a person and they also have to pay income tax combined together. Then a local authority, what? Gram Panchayat, municipality, corporation, all those things municipal, that will fall under your local authority, that is also a person. Then artificial judicial persons, certain judicial persons are there, they are being artificial but they are also a person and they also have to pay income tax. That is your list of persons, right? Now we have to understand something. What is income? We already have a list. Income comes from 5 sources: salary, property, capital gains, business, or any other source. That is your income. How does it come? But there is a list under section 2 subsection 24 and in which the list of income has been given, but that list is inclusive. If you want to see, you can just Google it up, you will find the list of things given as part of your income, but that is an inclusive list. There can be some multiple things added to it. So anything that you earn is basically your income and government wants to have a share of it. That is what we mean by income under the section 2 subsection 24 of the Income Tax Act 1961, right? Then income is chargeable on the income from India. What is India? India, again, the definition comes from the Article 1 of the Constitution. So you have to go and check in the Constitution what does it mean. So whatever the Constitution defines, that is India. Then the territorial soils, it includes its territorial waters, seabed and subsoil underlying such waters as well. So there is something called as 200 nautical miles, which is again a part of India. So if there is some sea water, that is, you cannot say that it is not India, it is out of India. If you are in the sea, there is some territorial description given over there. So if I'm not wrong, it is 200 nautical miles. So that is also part of India and that is also included. If you get some income from there, that is also going to be taxable in India. Then continental shelf, yes. Then certain exclusive economic zones are created. They are also part of India. You have to pay tax on that particular income also, or any other specified maritime zone and anything what is defined under this Article 1 of the Constitution, that will be part of your India under the Income Tax Act 1961. Then charge of income tax, it comes from the section 4 of the of the Act. What does it say? It says that the tax shall be charged at the rates prescribed by the rates prescribed for the year by the Annual Finance Act or the Income Tax Act or both. So generally it is the Annual Finance Act, the annual budget, which tells you what are the rates of the income tax, or sometimes it is Income Tax Act also, or sometimes it is both. So whatever be it, if the income tax law says you to pay the income tax, you have to pay at that particular rate specified by the Act. Then charges on every person specified under section 2 subsection 31. We already saw the list of persons. Then tax is chargeable on the total income earned during the previous year and not the assessment year. So you have to understand 3 things: total income, assessment year and previous year. Now we have already understood the concept of assessment year and previous year, but the concept of total income is what we have to learn throughout this course. These are just the basics. Once we start with the chapter 2, that is going to be understanding of your total income. It needs a full length of understanding of the entire tax regime, right? That is your income tax. Tax shall be levied on in accordance with the subject to the various provisions contained in this act. That is was your tax section 4 of the income tax act tells you about.